Afternoon again everyone, welcome to another video and I hope you're keeping well. So during the lockdown I've been buying quite a few bits of stuff really, I think just to keep myself entertained, and this is going to be a little stove review today. And this was something I bought recently off of eBay, and it's a mini alcohol stove complete with its own ultralight pot stand. So it's by a small company called Speedster Stoves. Hopefully you can see that. It says British backpacking stoves from real backpackers, a new approach to cooking and brewing up outdoors. They've got a website, www.speedsterstoves.co.uk. The stove and the pot stand itself was about £8 I think, maybe £8 something. I know it was less than £10 anyway. And it is a very, very small ultralight stove, and it's the first time I've used it. It seems pretty simple. They did say that you need to have a windshield with it, so I've got this one. I know it's not exactly an ultralight windshield, but it's all I've got, and I couldn't be bothered to make a tin foil one right now, so we're going with that. At least we know it works. So the pot stand is on a little hinge there, so you literally unfold it like that, you put your stove in the middle, light it, and then of course pot goes on top. You're boiling your water or cooking your meal, whatever. Literally it weighs nothing. And then the stove itself looks like kind of like an old like a lip balm tin or something, and apparently it's got something inside it that's, it said oh, it's not asbestos, which is good. It's a non-asbestos thing inside it. I don't know, honestly, I have no idea. I'm no expert on any of this stuff, so someone in the comments will know. But it's got like a, looks like some sort of padding or something inside that of course you fill with alcohol, or it soaks into the alcohol, and then you light that, and it's got like a little gauze on it there, you probably just see it. So it's really that simple. First things first, we're gonna want to put down some tin foil just so we don't burn the grass. Got my Tom Shoe titanium cook pot and mug out today, just for making something with the water that we boil. We'll have a Nescafe 3-in-1 coffee. Not a massive fan of coffee, but I'm slowly getting into it. It's alright. And just a litre of cold water. I think there's about 400 ml of water in there, which is about how much my mug holds. I'm not going to time this stove because I haven't got a stopwatch with me. The phone that I'm filming on, of course, is the thing with the stopwatch. So let's get our pot stand out. Just hope it stands up on the tin foil. Might have to have a really flat surface for this to work. And then I believe you don't put the lid underneath it. I know some stoves like the Trangia you have to put the lid on it just to lift it up if you've got it in a stand or something, but I'm just going to go with it like that. We'll see how that works. Got a bottle of meths. Don't know how much to put in. Oh, that was quite a lot. What we'll do, we'll get rid of the excess because I don't want to set fire to all of that. We flip that over, so I want to just light it just from the fuel that's in the stove, of course. And we just got to use some matches, stormproof matches. Didn't have a lighter to hand. And that is lit. So it feels a little bit rickety, but I suppose that's because it's on the grass and on this bit of tin foil. Didn't put a lot in there, so I don't know how long that's going to last for. I'll probably need to top it up again. Wouldn't be surprised. It's not the biggest flame, it's not like the Trangia. I suppose you've got to give it time to bloom as well. So that's the first thing I thought about it, was it doesn't look like it's going to hold a lot of fuel, and you're going to have to keep filling it up all the time. Okay, it's been about 3 minutes and it's still burning. Don't know how much I put in there, and I've checked and it's not burning any of the alcohol that's on the tin foil. It's literally coming from that little stove. You can just see it in there. Very quiet. You have to really keep an eye on it because you don't know if it's gone out or not. I suppose it's the same with all alcohol stoves, but this is such a small stove, doesn't have like the air holes like the Trangia does. That's usually, you know, a giveaway that that's lit, but this, yeah, you really have to keep an eye on it though. It's got some bigger flames coming out of it now, and it's surprising that little wire stand's actually pretty stable. You know, the pot's a lot bigger than the stand and it just fits it just fine. That's a 650ml pot, I think, something like that, and the mug's like 400ml. I was actually approached via email the other day by Tom Shoe about whether I wanted to be like sort of sponsored by him, sent some stuff to review. I turned them down. As I say, if you've watched one of my recent garden camp videos, you'll understand my reasons for that. But they do make good pots though, definitely really good, and they're very cheap and affordable. Incidentally, this little Speedster stove was bought by me, wasn't sent it to review by them, so I'm just giving it an honest opinion and a test out. I just saw it and thought, I want to see how lightweight I could go with an alcohol stove without having to make one myself, because I'm rubbish at making things. So I thought, give this a go, and so far I'm quite impressed by it. It's been on over 5 minutes now, I reckon. Let's have a little look, see what's happening in there. Definitely some steam coming off of it, and you can see the little bubbles on the bottom. I think it said on the eBay shop that this stove can bring 500ml of water to a rolling boil in, I think it was 12 or 13 minutes, something like that, which is, it sounds like a long time, but to be fair, for an alcohol stove, that's probably about right, really. They're all a lot slower, of course, than gas and things like that, but I'm not too fussed. If I'm using one of these, I'm not usually in a rush to be anywhere. It's not that much time out of your day, is it, really? If you're trying to be stealthy, doing a stealth camp, I suppose an alcohol stove is probably one of the best things you can use, really. They don't give off much of a smell, they don't make any noise. You can get the alcohol fuel from most places, really. It's funny because I used to be really against alcohol stoves. For such a long time I used to just use gas or solid fuel tablets. Then I got into alcohol stoves. I remember a friend of mine bought one for me for my birthday ages ago, and I thought, well, I'll try it out, seeing as he's bought me it, it'd be rude not to. And I fell in love with it. I absolutely loved it, and it's just so easy and convenient to use. Nothing can go wrong with them. As I say, you can get fuel from anywhere. I also got into using gel fuel stoves like the BCB Fire Dragon stove, and I like that as well. That's another really good stove, but of course the fuel's a little bit tougher to get hold of, whereas meths you can get anywhere. If you're doing a long distance walk over multiple days, you can be guaranteed of getting a bottle of meths anywhere. Maybe not right now, of course. That's definitely roaring in there. I can hear the pot going. Don't get me wrong, I still use gas and gel fuel it all depends on the camp, the situation, who I'm with, things like that really, how much weight I want to be taking with me. And I kind of really just use solid fuel tablets as a backup now. I don't use them very often. I might just put, say, a pack of fuel cubes in my rucksack to go with, say, the gel fuel stove in case I run out of gel fuel, something like that really. I think it might have gone out. You don't know, do you, until... Yeah, that looks like that's gone out. Okay, so we'll just refill it with a bit more, so it didn't quite get it to a boil with that amount. Although that's probably hot enough, but I want to get a rolling boil on it. Okay, so let's top the stove up a little bit. So once again, just empty that out. It's actually cooled down really quick. It's so small, it feels really fiddly. And we'll get that lit again. Once again, that is lit. I'll probably put a little bit more fuel in this time, I think, hence why I've spilled quite a bit of it. See how that goes. I reckon that'll boil pretty quick now. The thing is, I mean, it's optimal conditions right now. It's not windy, it's not cold, it's actually really hot out today, so it should be optimal conditions for the stove. And you kind of think, well, you're going to have to fill it twice then to get a boil on. Really, you're not going to be able to get enough fuel in there to boil 400 ml of water in one go. I mean, maybe I could sort of close the windshield round more, use a bigger windshield, you know, wrap it round completely, but like I said, there's no wind, the wind's not coming from anywhere, so I don't know. But I'm still impressed by this stove, really impressed. Considering how small it is, it will fit inside your pot, so it's a completely self-contained system, your cook system. My mug nestles inside the cook pot, and then of course inside all of that, put your stove, your stand, your matches, your water tablets, purification tablets, your ferro rod or a lighter, or all three. It's always good to have three forms of fire lighting, I believe. A little fold up trekking towel or some cut down shop cloth. If you had a small enough bottle, you could have a bottle of fuel in there as well, although really it's probably not going to be enough fuel, you'd keep that separate. Incidentally, that, can't get too close to the flame of course, that is a 500 ml bottle, and the company I got them from, they do sell 250 ml bottles, 300 ml. I've got a 250 ml bottle as well. Right, and I believe we have got a boil. Yeah boy, that is a rolling boil. The only thing is with this stove, I suppose, is I don't know how you put it out. I don't know whether you use the lid or not. I mean, it's got like sort of a foam sort of inside, so I wouldn't want to burn that. I don't know if you use the other side, the lid, I'm not sure. I think really what I'm going to do is I'm just going to let it burn down. There's not a lot of alcohol in there, so I'm not too fussed about wasting that a little bit. I don't want to damage it. Oh, do you know what, actually, sod it, should we try it? That didn't work well. It worked. No, it hasn't buggered the lid up at all. Okay, so there we go, see, every day's a learning day. You can use the lid to snuff out the fuel as well, so you don't waste it all, and then I could probably still get another burn off of that as well. So there, that's the company that's made the stove. That's kind of like their business card that I got with the stove. It's really cool, just like little kind of cottage industry, small companies making almost like handmade products. Really, it's just so cool, and I think really we need to support those companies because they're the ones that come up with all the new ideas and things like that. And yeah, just got to keep like little local businesses and little things like that alive, really. Yeah, all the big companies, you go outdoors and all that stuff, Trangia, yeah, they make all good stuff and that. And don't get me wrong, I use a lot of that stuff, but little companies like this I just like because it's as it says, it's from real backpackers. It's from people that really use this stuff. It's not some mush in an office that thinks he or she knows about wild camping. It's actually from people that actually do it, and you know, they're the people that are going to make, in my opinion, probably the best equipment and stuff because they've tested it in the field. They know it works. So yeah, it's a good little stove that. I'm really pleased with it. One last look, that's the little stand, so it just folds up nice and small. That's your stove. So if you've got a little bit of alcohol left in there, no worries, I'm sure you can still put the lid on, which is like a screw lid. Bit of tin foil, bit of alcohol, whack it in your cook kit, jobs are good. And it's a pretty cool little setup, I quite like that. So I'll be testing it out more and give it a more thorough testing. This was just an initial look. I don't normally do review videos, it's not really my thing, but I thought I'll give them a try. And all you can do is be honest, can't you, really? If it's shit, you say it's shit. If it's good, you say it's good. You look at the plus points, the cons. That's about it, really, yeah. Oh, shit, that's hot. Anyways, that's the end of this video. At least, you know, might make you think, yeah, that's quite a good little stove, Tom. I might grab myself one. Like I say, I paid about £8 for it. That's including the stand. They do sell the stove and the stand separately, but if you buy them together you get a little bit of money off, so I thought no brainer, really. I'm really pleased with it. It's pretty cool. It truly feels like an ultralight piece of gear. I mean, you compare it to a Trangia, which, don't get me wrong, is still a lightweight bit of gear, really good, like unless you have all that cook set for all of it and stuff as well. That's really heavy and bulky, but I mean, look at that. That's just pretty cool, isn't it? And okay, you're not going to be able to cook a gourmet meal on it probably, but you can boil some water on it for like dehydrated meals. You can probably do boil in the bag meals on it. You can certainly do hot drinks, of course. You can purify water with it. It's all you need, really, for a bit of wild camping and backpacking. So yeah, cheers for watching, everyone. Take care of yourselves, look after each other, stay safe, and until next time, I'll see you soon. Bye.